walked up to them, of course, because I had to come in. And one of them handed me a present for you.
Yep.
And I thought, I might as well give it to you live. Do you dare to take?
What if it's illegal though?
It's not
one thing I find about the Dutch bands is whenever I come here, people give me drugs. That's literally. Every single time I come here, someone gives me drugs.
I assure you, it's not drugs.
You haven't even opened it yet. How do you know?
No, it's not. It's too hard.
Drugs are not illegal here.
And he knows it. He's the mayor of the night.
Yeah?
Yeah. This was a really sweet girl who gave it, so it has to be something sweet.
Oh. That's a Christmas tree, right?
Yeah, it's for Christmas.
You have to find out what's inside.
Don't travel with it.
Don't just hold it.
This is your new album, Multiply. People call it X sometimes. It's Multiply, how you call it.
It's whatever you want it to be.
Yeah, it's Multiply. So that's why. I mean, 5 years ago, could you describe where you were then? I mean, 5 years ago, from this day on.
I was a bit fatter. I was overweight. I didn't have a lot of money. No one wanted to come to my shows. No one wanted to buy my music. And yeah. I guess that's it.
Well, the thing is, no one wanted to buy your music, but now Ed Sheeran is dit.
It's too cold outside for angels to fly.
In 2011 is hij daar ineens. Ed Sheeran met zijn megahit The A-Team. Maar als klein roodharig jongetje droomt Ed al van een carrière in de showbiz.
I started writing songs after I got into Damien Rice. He was doing like a secret gig in Dublin to like 100 people.
That day definitely changed my life.
Na zijn grote doorbraak in 2011 volgden hits elkaar in een rap tempo op. Van Lego House
I'm out of touch, I'm out of love. I'll pick you up when you get down.
tot I See Fire, de soundtrack van kaskraker The Hobbit.
I see fire, hollow in soul.
Hoewel de redhead toch het liefst op zijn gitaar plingelt, kiest hij voor zijn album X voor een meer poppy sound. Zo werkt Ed onder andere samen met Pharrell Williams.
If you feel the fall, won't you let me know? Oh.
En ondertussen schrijft hij ook megahits voor Taylor Swift en One Direction.
I won't let these little things slip out of my mouth.
En als je dan ook nog eens een keertje voor de nieuwe versie van Band Aid gevraagd wordt, dan weet je zeker dat je het gemaakt hebt als superster. En tussen de bedrijven door heeft de singer-songwriter ook nog tijd gehad om een nieuw nummer uit zijn pen te persen. Thinking Out Loud. Ongetwijfeld een nieuwe hit en in de clip kunnen we Ed's dansmoves ook nog bewonderen.
Thinking out loud, baby, we found love right where we are.
Ja, en het mooie is dat er buiten staan heel veel meiden. En die staan echt nu te wachten op Ed Sheeran. Dat doen ze al vanaf 7:30 vanavond, die bij het Chile. Kijk, en ja, die hopen een glimp van hem op te vangen. Is it like this all everywhere you go? Is it exceptional?
It's not everywhere, you know, because if it was everywhere, it could get a little bit awkward. But it's do you know what? It's whenever people advertise where I'm going. So if I'm on a TV show, then people will.
But does it feel rewarding? I mean, if 5 years ago people didn't want to buy your record, and now they're standing outside in the cold just to have like a glimpse of you and to hear something of your music, that must be strange for you.
Yeah, do you know what? I don't really get it, because I remember when I was a music fan, I would turn up early at gigs. I'd turn up at like 9 o'clock in the morning to get front row at a concert. But that's for a concert, to watch a concert. So I've never quite understood the glimpse of. I don't know. I don't really understand it, but
It's nice.
It is nice.
Nice. Jij vindt het toch ook mooi als mensen op je staan te wachten, Sjoerd, of niet?
Nou ja, tuurlijk. Ik bedoel, ik zou me meer zorgen maken als het niet zo was.
Oh, ja.
So you're the like gentleman of the night, right?
Yeah.
So what do you do?
No, it's a sort of a name that was given me in the.
But you're not a pimp.
Did you say pimp?
I'm just asking.
Yeah, it's a good question though. joke.
Just asked.
Maybe I'm
He made it out to make you sound like
maybe I'm a nightmare.
a nightmare.
It's
I
not
like
a
that.
nightmare, it's a nightmare.
You're my dream.
Oh, the thing is, you just call his name Damon Rice, who is your hero. I mean, the girls, you were their hero, but you've got a hero of your own as well.
I think we all have heroes. I think my dad's definitely my biggest hero. Yeah, I think you know we all have people we look up to, and I guess the only thing that I can try to do is when I met Damien Rice, he was really nice to me. So whenever I meet people, I've tried to do the same and give off a good impression, I guess. I'm sorry if I gave off a really bad impression.
But the thing is, people gave you a chance, and now you start your own record label. Is that why you started the record label, to give people chances?
No, I started the record label because I took an act called Passenger on tour with me. You know
I know
Passenger.
Passenger,
So
yeah.
Passenger's a very good friend of mine from ages ago, and I took him on tour with me for like 2 years. And I said to my record company, "You should sign this guy," and they went, "Nah."
Nah.
And then he had the biggest song of last year. So I saw that and was like, well, maybe I can do that myself. So that's why I started my record company. Passenger pretty much made me do that.
And now people queue to work with you. I mean, we're going to talk about One Direction in a bit because they're visiting us as well.
What is this?
Well,
What-
I'm
like,
going.
what
you
is
want to know now? Well, One Direction is visiting us. They're going to be here in our show at December 8th.
Oh yeah?
And I know you wrote songs for them.
Yeah.
On the new album, you wrote 18.
They're gonna love Amsterdam, mate.
Do you have something? How was it to work with them?
It was, you know, the first time I worked with them was before they'd even released a record. So it was, no one knew what was going to happen. They'd just come off X Factor. I'd met them, they were living in a hotel in London, and I had met them through Twitter. And we were hanging out, and I gave them a demo CD of songs that I was looking to get cut. So they chose a song that they liked and cut that. And then the album came out, and they became globally massive. So the next time I worked with them, it was a little bit different, but not too much different. But then I worked with them recently, and you know they're on a stadium tour. It's quite hard to pin them down to get them in the studio. So they were all recording different things at once, and everything's being sent at different times. They were getting mixed at different times, and people have to approve different bits. So it's just a huge operation now. Whereas when we first started, no one knew what was going to happen.
Do you ever get to meet them apart from at Band Aid?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
You hang out?
Yeah. They come to my shows.
Oh.
Yeah.
But you
Well,
still call it an album, isn't it?
it's still an album.
Yeah,
you
but,
know what?
but you know where the album comes from? In the
Je kan
70s.
tegen mij Nederlands praten, want hij wordt vertaald.
Oké, maar in
Ja.
die tijd van die 78 toerenplaten had je een album, had je 3 of 4 78 toerenplaten, dus singles, tweezijdig, die zaten in één album, met een cover en een, weet je wel.
Ja.
En dat was dan van één attractie, die gaven albums uit. Daar komt dat album, dat wordt nog steeds gebruikt.
Maar ja, goed, CD.
Ja,
album.
oké, maar...
But the thing is, the mooie is, the thing about you is you work with One Direction, but you work with lots of people like Pharrell.
For me, it's a pleasure to work with him because he's a freak of nature, man. It's interesting because he's a singer-songwriter and he's kicking everybody's ass. And now he's got him dancing. Show me the last time this happened.
Ed is the exact same person in his hometown, and he's the same person in LA, which is what makes me feel like he's not going to take one of these terrible downturns, you know, changing and making the fans feel like he's not the same artist we fell in love with. He's not going to do that.
Well, you never know.
No, you never know.
You never know.
Amsterdam changes people, man.
Yeah. Well, if you use the things they give you, that changes you, of course.
Oh no, man! That makes me think people want to kill me. I've stopped doing
But
it.
for you, Holland is Amsterdam.
Huh?
For you, Amsterdam, it's...
No, I'm just saying Amsterdam as a place
Yeah,
turns you into
a place, yeah.
probably a bad person. Holland as a place is a very beautiful place.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Well, he's
I'm not a typical English person who just assumes that Amsterdam is Holland. Like I've been other places in Holland.
Yeah,
It is a country that I do love. We're just in Amsterdam at the moment.
Have you been to Rotterdam?
No, I was.
jongens.
Eindhoven.
Yeah.
Well, mates, you-
Eindhoven.
Eindhoven. That's a very beautiful
Okay.
place.
That's beautiful. I just mentioned Band Aid earlier. There's a big project. How was it like to be asked for the project? Because Band Aid has been really an old project. Bob Geldof's, but
It's a very surreal thing because you're kind of sat in a room with the iTunes top 20 and like everyone there is relevant in some way, and then you have to sing in front of them, and it's kind of like I don't know. It just turns into a bit of a dick measuring contest, you know. You just who's the best singer in the room. And
How was yours?
not as big as Sam Smith.
Well, it sounds good though.
Thank you.
Look, listen.
At Christmas time, we let in light and we banish shade.
Do you know who did your part in the 1984 version?
I know that Dido did it in Chris Martin did it in the 2004 version.
Yeah.
Who did it in that version?
You want to see who did your part
Yeah.
in 84?
Yeah. Well, it's actually their part. I did their part.
Have a look at it. Paul Young.
At Christmas time, we let in light and we banish shade.
From this moment on, you're part of history. I mean, people say when you have when you're selected for the Band-Aid, it's like being you're there. You're one of the guys.
Nah, I don't agree with that.
You made the Christmas record, then you're there.
Yes, of course. But I think Band-Aid is basically the thing that Bob Geldof wants is everyone who's relevant at that time who will get the most amount of press at that time. So that doesn't mean that I'm there. It just means I'm there for this month. It means that I'm having a successful month. If you look back 10 years ago, it was everyone that was successful at that time. It's not because if it was everyone that was there, I wouldn't be on it. Bono would definitely be on it. Chris Martin would be on it. Sinead O'Connor would be on it. Seal would be on it. But none of the other artists would because they'd look for more heritage acts, I guess. But what Bob Geldof wants is current acts, so everyone starts talking.
But you do make your own heritage now. I mean, you sang that 3 months ago in our show as well, and you're going to sing another song, Thinking Out Loud. I just told you outside of the broadcast, this for me is one of the best songs I've heard because it has everything in it. It's got soul in it. It's got your voice, your passion, everything, your love. And really, when I listen to that song, I wonder, wow, who is he singing this song for? Because the guy or girl, I'm not sure, on the other side, voor Jules Deelder, singing a song voor Jules Deelder. Ken je het liedje? Thinking Out Loud?
Ik moet je eerlijk bekennen dat ik ben niet zo into vocals.
Nee? Maar je bent
Van
jazz, hè?
instrumentale muziek, ja.
Ja, he's Chet Baker.
I said that we had a night together and I wrote a song about it.
He doesn't take the compliment.
No,
the thing
I mean, okay, if you're okay with, but I listen to the saxophone. Yeah.
Oké, maar doe toch een poging, want het mooie is...
I write a song for someone and they don't even listen to it.
Well, I listen to it and I watch it as well because the video clip is really amazing that you're, well, sort of dancing. You're dancing.
Yeah, I mean,
The girl is dancing.
I'm standing.
Yeah, you're standing
and like I'm doing something.
But still, what you do is not easy. Have a look at the scenes behind the video clip.
Will your mouth still remember the taste of my love? Will your eyes still smile from your cheek? Darling, I will be loving you till we're 70. And baby, my heart could still fall as hard at 23.
I had this thing that was just a couple slow down, so if I hurt you. Yeah, I mean, it's not the first time it's happened.
Maybe just the touch of a hand. Well, me, I fall in love with you every single day. I just wanna tell you I
He's a dancer as well.
Yeah, I'm a great dancer.
He's a great...
No, I'm not. I was asking, where do you get your inspiration from when you write songs?
Usually just people, to be honest. It's just people. Well, yes, but no, usually just personal experiences. I never write a song if I'm just in a neutral mood.
Okay.
If you make me extremely happy or
Yeah.
extremely sad or extremely angry, it's the extremes of every single emotion you can get, and that's when songs come out.
So what happened with Thinking Out Loud? You were extremely happy.
Just a very, very good mood, and I'm rarely by a guitar when I'm in a good mood. I'm usually out having a drink when I'm in a
Yeah.
good mood. But yeah, I was by a guitar in my house. The album was done. There was no pressure. I was just sitting down, and it just came. It was the weirdest thing. The best songs always come when there's no pressure. The best song on my last album came when the album was done, and it's just when you're trying to write an album, you're just trying to force songs out of you, and then when the album's done, you're like, oh, thank God, and then that's when you don't worry and songs come out.
But that started with the guitar, with the riff.
Yeah, it started with the riff, and I was listening to a lot of Van Morrison.
Yeah.
A lot of Van
Yeah,
Morrison.
that's you know, a lot of Van Morrison in your. I hope you're not offended.
Not at all.
No.
Yeah. So I had breakfast with Van Morrison
Okay.
about a month ago, and it was the weirdest experience because I grew up listening to Van Morrison, I'm a massive Van Morrison fan, and I was playing in Belfast, and I get a call from my hotel reception, and the hotel receptionist goes, Van Morrison's down here. Do you want to meet him? And I was like, does he know I'm coming? And they're like, no. And I was like, well, I don't want to meet him then. Fine. It's like 7 o'clock in the morning. And I get up, do a gig, go back. I drink until about probably 4 o'clock in the morning, and then I'm woken up by another call at 7 o'clock in the morning saying, Van Morrison's down here having breakfast. Do you want to meet him? And I'm like, if he doesn't know I'm coming, I'm not coming down. And they're like, oh, well, no, he's actually asked you to come down. So I went down, and he's there. He's in this jacket and this little hat, and I sit with him eating a bagel for 2 hours. So we're talking about jazz actually, and then and he'd get up, shake hands, and he goes. It was amazing.
So you went to your room and you wrote the Van Morrison song.
It was way before that, but I didn't tell him because I reckon he'll sue me.
I'm really happy that you're going to perform another song at the end of the show, Thinking Out Loud. Dames en heren, geef een applaus. Ed Sheeran. And now you can hear what's this all about with One Direction, because our Luc is going to tell it.
Ja, dit is alle post, achter staat nog een klein beetje, van One Direction.